Hey there, guys. I am here with my 2024 Elimination Chamber predictions. This is going to take place in Perth, Australia. And just a quick reminder, have fun getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, wrestling fans, because yes, the start time for this is 5 o'clock Eastern time. Of course, if you're not Eastern time, it's a different time for you. But oh my gosh, I'm actually very, very mad about this. I love WWE going international. I think it's great for the business itself to get more fans internationally. But the majority of wrestling fans are in America. And so you don't want to lose American fans for an event like this. If all the American fans didn't watch, the viewers would be close to nothing because we have so many viewers here. So I don't think it's a good idea to have it early. I know you can't have it any other time there because it's late at night just like it would be here on a regular basis. But your basic wrestling fans that just occasionally watch Monday Night Raw, they kind of know what's going on in the wrestling world, but they're not like deep into it. They're not going to want to get up at 5 o'clock a.m. They're not going to do it. And so that's going to lose some views. And so I don't think the viewership for this show is really going to be that good, honestly. But for the show itself, it could be absolutely amazing. I'm never going to doubt a Triple H booked premium live event. I'm never going to say, oh man, this is going to be trash, because he has not actually given us a real trash pay-per-view. We've had some kind of lower tier ones, but not like absolutely trash. So let's get into these matches and my predictions for them. Next up is probably going to be the least hyped up match, but I'm personally excited for it just because I've been wanting Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate to get together for a long time now. I wanted them to go by the name of British Strong Style. Unfortunately, they're not doing that, but I'm just going to have to take what I got and be happy that they're together. And I'm also just happy that the Judgment Day is starting to actually defend the tag titles in the tag team division, because there for a little bit, the only people that were actually going for those titles were a bunch of main eventers teamed up together because they're friends, and that didn't go the greatest. I personally didn't enjoy the tag division when we had like Jay and Cody winning it and all that weird stuff. But they're slowly fixing that now. Finn Balor and Damian Priest are now defending it against the Creed brothers, Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, and just really everybody. But going into WrestleMania, I really don't see the Judgment Day losing it. But I will say, I have another kind of gripe. They need to stop unifying these tag titles. Split the titles. We need to have Raw tag titles and SmackDown tag titles. It's that simple. The tag team division is so good now. There's so much talent. Imperium needs to have titles. The Creed brothers are going to make their way up there soon. The Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, the division has so much in it. And so it's not like you have a tiny division, so you have to bring it all the way down to one little title. So please separate these titles. Give more opportunities to these other tag teams. But going into WrestleMania, I don't think the Judgment Day is going to lose those tag titles, because honestly, the Judgment Day can put on a better feud going into WrestleMania than Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne can, even though I'm a big fan of both of them. They're both extremely talented. A Judgment Day tag match is going to get more eyes than their matches. That's just how it is. And so I do think they'll get it somewhere down the line past WrestleMania, but right now it's just not the time, but it's coming. It's coming. But the match itself could honestly be very good. All of them are very talented in the ring, so I'm excited, but I'm definitely going with the Judgment Day. Now, the match before could be very good, but for this one, the match itself, I don't have very high expectations for, because name one good match from Nia Jax. Name a memorable match from Nia Jax that's going to go down in the history books, that's going to be remembered in 10 years, 20 years, heck, even 5 years. There's really not one there. She has that kind of star power and dominance to her, but she's not one you're going to see come out and have a 5-star match. Although Rhea is a great performer, we know that because she had an amazing match with Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania Night 1 last year. But she also doesn't put on that many great, huge matches every single week like some girls do. Like, she hasn't really past the Charlotte Flair match. She hasn't really had another good match past that. that I can personally think of. Her match with her other defenses like Natalya, Zoe Stark, they've all kind of been more of just a squash match. But this one won't be a squash match. This will be an actual, like, power match where they're really just, like, trying to figure out who's stronger. And I bet you whoever wins is going to be the first person to pick the other one up, which my prediction is Rhea Ripley. There is no way Rhea Ripley is losing this title until at least WrestleMania. Heck, I see her holding it past WrestleMania, but WrestleMania is like kind of what I see her holding it up to, if not past that. And Nia Jax is definitely not going to be the person to take her down. This has been a pretty long title run from Rhea Ripley. Maybe not the best title run when it comes to like feuds that she's has, but it's a very prestigious title because we don't really see anybody at the star power of Rhea Ripley right now. She's seen as that big, like kind of the Brock Lesnar of the women's division from 2017. So it won't be Nia Jax, and it could end up being Becky Lynch down the line, but it's definitely not Nia Jax. Speaking of Rhea Ripley, here is the women's Elimination Chamber, and the woman that wins this match gets to have a match for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship. Of course, they will end up going against Rhea Ripley, or in a 1% chance, end up going against Nia Jax. And something that I noticed right when this was finalized is, where is Jade Cargill? Everybody thought Jade Cargill was going to be a part of this. And no, this big surprise ended up being Raquel Rodriguez that ended up taking the spot that I thought would end up being Jade's. But even though I would have loved to see Jade, this match could be very good. There's a lot of star power in this match, and there's also some new talent that we haven't seen in a while, like Naomi. We haven't seen her in the WWE for a while. We haven't seen Tiffany Stratton on the main roster for a while. We haven't seen Raquel in a while. We haven't seen Liv Morgan for a while. So a lot of kind of newer not really newer faces, but returning faces that I'm very excited for. And then, of course, you've got the big star of Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair. And my prediction for this match is Becky Lynch. I feel like they've kind of already spoiled it. If you watch what they call it, the pre-show or whatever, where The Rock had his thing with Roman and everything, but of course Rhea Ripley had her moment, and then Becky Lynch comes out. And they completely had like a whole promo, and it was basically just already spoiling, in my eyes, it was already spoiling who she's going to go against, because they're already building up that feud, so why end that? It's something we all want to see. It's probably the two biggest women's names in wrestling right now. And we know Becky Lynch has that WrestleMania caliber to her. She has that aura to where she can go into WrestleMania putting on a big match. Of course, Bianca does too, but not quite as much as Becky does. And looking at the other names besides Becky Lynch, I don't think any other one of them could have a big WrestleMania match with Rhea Ripley aside from Bianca Belair. Tiffany Stratton's still a little new. Naomi doesn't have that like she kind of used to when she was the women's champion there for a little bit. She's getting up there in age. I don't ever see her having a women's champion again, honestly. Raquel has already had her thing with Rhea Ripley and lost, and don't give me that Liv Morgan stuff. Liv Morgan is not a main event caliber superstar like everybody on Twitter seems to think she is in my eyes. But yeah, I'm definitely locking in Becky Lynch, and I'm very, very confident on this one. And this is the complete opposite. I said I was confident on the last one. I have no idea who's going to win. Well, of course I have an idea. But this one is very hard. It's kind of a toss-up. We already know it was probably going to be CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. But then CM Punk was injured. So now I think WWE is going to plan B. So I'm going to do a little bit of process of elimination in the beginning. It's not going to be Logan Paul. We know it's not going to be Logan Paul. He's the U.S. title. He better defend the U.S. title at Mania, or I'm going to be extremely mad. There's no reason that he's even in this match. I was kind of mad when he was announced to be in this match. I feel like it's just kind of a waste of a spot. I'd rather be seeing him actually defend his U.S. title like he should be, although he clearly is showing that he doesn't want to do that. And then there's LA Knight. I think LA Knight does have a potential, but I don't think that's what they're going to go with. But I definitely would love to see it. I want to see an LA Knight versus Seth Rollins full promo. That would literally be one of the greatest promos we've ever seen. And then there's Kevin Owens. I don't think it's going to be Kevin Owens. I don't really have reasoning of why I don't think it will be. I just don't think Kevin Owens is the right way to go. Bobby Lashley, I think he's going to have something to do with the Final Testament. He was kind of another random one that was thrown in. I'm like, but was I mad? No, I wasn't mad like I was for Logan Paul. I was kind of happy. I like when Bobby Lashley gets a top spot and gets to shine because I think he's extremely talented. And then, of course, that leaves the two big possibilities, and that's Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre. I think it will be Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. I think they have the better storyline waiting to happen. I don't really think Randy Orton and Seth would be like as good of a storyline as that would be. Drew McIntyre is very hot right now. Everybody really loves his kind of new kind of gimmick that he's having with the heel gimmick. And I think the promos would be very good. And of course, the same with Randy Orton. The promos would be great with Randy. But I think Randy has other things that he could do for WrestleMania. And they've kind of already shown us big signs of Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins. They've already hinted at it. They've already had promos against each other. Although Randy doesn't have as many signs leading up to that match. So I'm going to go with Drew McIntyre. I'm going to lock that in. But I think this match could be great. There's a lot of star power in here. Unfortunately, we're not going to get Montez Ford in this match to give us that great moment like we want to see. I guess it would be Logan Paul that's going to give us a good high-flying moment. Because you know we're expecting it. We get a high-flying moment almost every single Elimination Chamber. So we better get one this year. And yeah, the only person I see doing that would be Logan Paul. And so yeah, there's my Elimination Chamber Perth, Australia 2024 predictions. I'm excited for this event, even though it's going to be at 5 o'clock in the morning. But yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. I hope you enjoy your Elimination Chamber, and I'll see you guys on the next one.